Hi YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. We got another reaction video today. We're jumping into a video that's going to break down a few names that the Celtics could use their TPE on, the trade player exception. This is the last day the Celtics can use it. If you're watching this Monday the 18th, the minute today is over, you can't use that anymore, and the trade player exception expires. So I don't know if I should say I expect the Celtics to do something, but if they are going to do something, it needs to be done today. And we got a video here that's going to be breaking down, I guess, a few names that have been brought up, and I'm going to kind of sign off whether or not I like it or not. It's coming in from the Chat Sports Celtics page, so make sure to go check that out. In fact, might as well flip it up right now. I will like the video, so you guys head over there and do it as well. Celtics Today by Chat Sports. But yeah, man, let's get into it. Let's react to this. Let's see what we got in terms of the names that are going to be thrown out at us, and we'll see if we sign off on any of those.
Celtics Today. I am Will Scott, and this could be a big day for the Boston Celtics. We've talked a lot about the.
I was waiting how long you're taking a blink.
However, that expires at 11:59 tonight. Here is what Keith Smith is reporting. The Boston Celtics $17.1 million trade player exception from the Evan Fournier sign-and trade expires today. Last chance for Boston to use the NBA's current largest TPE. So if the Celtics are able to make a move today, who do you want the Celtics to trade for? Go down in the...
I'm going to answer this not with a player's name right now, but I'll answer this because I just made a video about what I think the Celtics' hole is right now. What is the void on their team? And I think it's still that they have not gone out and traded for one of, or not one of, but one of those guys that are out there that are sort of like a, you know, they've been around the league, but they're a backup big man. They can do big man-esque things, not necessarily like, you know, play all five positions, anything like that. I'm looking for a backup big, and I just made a video about it, but that is what I'm looking for.
No, we are going to talk about 7 different players on today's show that fit in to the Celtics TPE. But first, let's go over
7, okay.
This TPE. Fan Nation explained it fairly well. When the Celtics executed an Evan Fournier sign...
This is the stuff I need, because I'm a dummy when it comes to the TPE.
...and trade with the New York Knicks last offseason, they created $17 million in trade player exception for themselves, allowing them to absorb a contract up to this amount in any trade. This TPE, though, does not last forever and is set to expire on Monday, July 18th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time.
The clock is ticking, Brad.
What this means is that the Celtics could put together a trade on either Sunday or Monday, and obviously today's Monday, and wind up utilizing this exception, but cannot use it on Tuesday or beyond. This is like Cinderella and the glass slipper. The clock is ticking. Brad Stevens, get this done, because what the TPE allows is the Celtics to absorb a contract that is less than $17.1 million without having to worry about the salary cap consequences. Today is a big deal.
It is a big deal. Like, if they don't use it, it's a waste. Why do you even have that? Why did that get created with the Fournier signing trade, whatever it is? You know what I mean?
Now, this is why you subscribe. This is why you turn on your notifications. You do not want to miss anything. A deal could go down.
Hey, go subscribe to these guys, man. If I'm going to use someone else's content for my content, least I can do is try and at least get one of you guys over there to subscribe, you know? So go do that.
Today, if it does, we are going to get you a video ASAP. Subscribe, turn on those notifications so you do not miss anything. The first player we're talking about is a potential TPE target, is someone we talked about the other day.
I like that.
That is Jared Vanderbilt.
I said they need a big. He's a big.
Minnesota Timberwolves. However, he was traded as part of the Gobert trade to Utah, and Utah could look to flip this guy very quickly. Here is what he did last season.
6.9 points per game, 8.4 rebounds per game. They could use that. Nothing else really matters to me, I guess. But I like the fact that Jared Vanderbilt is a big. Now, he might be a little smaller than the sort of big I'm looking for. I'm looking for like a legitimate big man, but I know he can play the big. He can play the 5.
Decent forward/center off the bench. He's someone you could trade for and kind of have be your backup small ball center. 8.4 rebounds per game. I like his physicality. I like what he brings to the table. but I still think there's better options out there
I agree.
for a backup center. You can go and sign, let's say, a LaMarcus Aldridge or Hassan Whiteside. It's Dwight Howard on the league minimum, and then use your TPE to trade for a shooter. That's what I would prefer the Celtics to do.
I will disagree with what he said there because I don't think this, I mean, I want more shooters. Why wouldn't you in the NBA, right? But I think that the void of having that no backup big man, again, if you don't know, I guess how strongly I feel about it or the points I'm willing to bring to the table, go check out our most recent video. That's where I talk about this sort of issue, I guess. But I don't think that the void of that backup big should be overlooked. So I wouldn't say, oh, I'd rather get a vet minimum like a LaMarcus Aldridge. Yeah, he's still got some good, maybe some good game left in the tank. Who knows? Or Dwight Howard. I would take those guys. Don't get me wrong. But I wouldn't take them at the cost of, foregoing the opportunity to get someone a little bit better with the TPE. I don't think you just need to check the box of getting a backup big man and then you can use the TPE elsewhere. I think if you have an opportunity to get a guy like in the title here, it says Jakob Poeltl, I think that that's a guy that you definitely go after. Put him at the top of your list type of thing.
A shooter that you could do that with is Doug McDermott. Dougie Buckets, let's get him to Boston.
I would take Dougie McBuckets. I don't think the Celtics necessarily need him, but he could definitely help this team for sure.
Who has obviously been a great three-point shooter throughout his entire career. Spent last season with the Spurs. 8-year veteran at this point, 40% career three-point shooter. Could be a perfect fit off the bench. We heard Ime Udoka the other day at the Summer League say they want to add a shooter off the bench. Dougie McBuckets might be that guy. Here's what he did in the Alabama City last
and 42
season.
from three.
11.3 points per game. Shot 42.2% from three. I want Brad to make this move because his salary fits into the TPE, Doug McDermott's, and he could be someone you bring off the bench, is a reliable shooting option. This makes too much sense not to happen. Let's make this happen.
I wouldn't be opposed if you told me that, there's no big men that are an option and this is the best we can do. Because I think that if Doug McDermott on the Celtics, I think it could be a fire fit, really. I just prefer a big man, I guess. That's how I'm going to explain this.
I absolutely want Brad Stevens to make this move. Now, if you want Doug McDermott in Boston, go down, spam Dougie McBuckets down in the chat. He is my number one TPE target for the Celtics.
I couldn't tell, buddy.
think the Celtics should make this move. Let's go to Naz Reid now, who could be a backup center option. Now, he was not involved.
That's a nice name to throw out there. A big body, kind of flying under the radar here, center.
In the trade that brought Gobert to Minnesota. So he's still in Minnesota. It was kind of hard to keep track of how many guys were in that deal. Naz Reid was not included. Here's what Fanside said about Naz. Reid's shot is a work in progress, but there's nowhere near as much work needing to be done as opposed to maybe Jared Vanderbilt. The former LSU Tiger owns a career 34% three-point conversion rate and has improved his efficiency vastly the past 2 years.
I don't know if we need Naz Reid for his
now,
shooting.
If you had to pick one to trade for to be your backup center, who are you trading for? Is it Jared Vanderbilt or is it Naz
Reid? Now maybe I'm crazy. Hold on, let's see this. I'm trading for the bigger man. So is Jared Vanderbilt? He's smaller than Naz Reid, right? Or am I just going crazy? 6'9", right? 214, 6'9". Naz Reid, 6'10", 264. So, yeah, I'm trading for the bigger guy because I want him to be a true center.
Go down to the comments section and let me know. For me, it's Naz Reid. I think he's the better option.
Yep.
Rudy Gay, someone else who might be available, and pretty much everybody on the Utah Jazz right now is up for grabs. Anybody that is on the Jazz currently
Rudy Gay,
get traded, that includes Rudy Gay. Here's what he did last season. You're obviously talking about a veteran who's been in the league a long time, has been a reliable option off the bench the last couple seasons. 8.1 points per game, 34% from three. He's decent. I think there's better options out there. But I certainly would not be disappointed if Stevens made this move trading for Gay. And you will not be disappointed if you go get this Chat Sports Polo we're giving you here. It's on sale right now. You can get this for $35. Exactly. Producer Chugs can't even believe it. I think this polo I'm wearing, most polos.
All right. What's option number 5?
Great. Jordan Clarkson, we've obviously
Score
talked
off
a
the
lot
bench.
about
Score
him.
off the bench.
His
Okay.
$13.4 million salary would fit in to the Celtics TPE. He might be the highest caliber player we're talking about today. 16.0 points per game, 30.
Highest, yeah, I think so. Sixth man of the year candidate, year in, year out type of guy. The only thing is that he is, I mean, I don't really care that much about this, but he is, you know, a seemingly sort of chucker and a ball hog and loves to shoot the ball and get his numbers off the bench. If we're told that Malcolm Brogdon's going to be the sixth man, I don't know if Jordan Clarkson and Malcolm Brogdon are two guys that are going to truly mesh that incredibly well. I think they'd play well together. Malcolm Brogdon could defer to Jordan Clarkson, but I don't think that Jordan Clarkson's what the Celtics need. That's not me saying he wouldn't be able to help this team. I think that Jordan Clarkson could help any team he's on, but it's not the, I guess, the player profile that I'm looking for, if that makes any sense to you guys.
31.8% from three. That mark's a little bit low for me. 42% field goal percentage. Pretty solid player. So the Celtics TPE, $17.1 million. His salary, $13.34. So do the math. That fits. That works. Brad Stevens could make this move without having to worry about the cap. Now, do you want to trade for Jordan Clarkson? Type T for trade or type P for pass? Down in the comments section. Go down and let me know what you think.
For me, it would be a 52% pass, 48% T for trade, because I think that they could benefit from Jordan Clarkson, but is he the best option that they could get? He's probably the best player, but is he the best option for what they need?
If they trade for Clarkson, probably got to do it by the end of the day. Here is Kelly Olynyk, someone who is a familiar name.
Oh, no!
Celtics fans, played for the C's the first 4 seasons of his NBA career. And Bleacher Report put out an article about 2 weeks ago saying that Olynyk needs to be the Boston Celtics' top target this offseason. And I was like, whoa! I had a Malcolm
Psycho alert!
Article before the Brogdon trade. He's set to make a little bit north of $12 million next season. He would fit into the 17.1 TPE.
I'm not feeling it.
Played with the Celtics from 2013 to 2017. Played for Detroit last season after he was with the Houston Rockets. Was phenomenal in Houston. Averaged 17.1 points per game over there in H-Town. Here's what he did in the Motor City. 9.1 points per game, 4.4 rebounds per game. He would be a very, very solid backup center option. I would not mind bringing Olynyk back to Boston. I'm sure he would have.
He'd be a backup, so that's okay. I'm jokingly being disgusted by it, because how many times as Celtics fans did we see Kelly Olynyk trip over his own feet or fall down or do something stupid? Now, he would be a backup. He wouldn't be starting. He'd be playing less minutes, so maybe I would be down, but I'm just saying it's not what I'm loving here. I do not sign off on Kelly Olynyk. But if you have no other option, like I've said before, it's either use it or lose it, right? If you got to use it, might as well bring someone like him in.
Have a lot of interest in that trade if it was possible. Jakob Poeltl might be the most unrealistic trade option, but he'd be
unrealistic, probably best option though.
Phenomenal, right? You're talking about a guy that averaged nearly a double-double last season. His $9.39 million salary fits within the TPE, and he's on an expiring contract. So you might not have to give up multiple players or multiple picks to get him, because he just has 1 year left on his contract with the Spurs. It appears the Spurs are kind of going toward a rebuilding phase. They want to have the #1 pick next year to get Wembanyama. Will the Celtics make a trade today? Go down and...
So I sure as hell hope the Celtics end up making a trade today. I think that they've made moves this offseason, but I don't think that they're necessarily moves that make them bona fide NBA championship winning, an NBA championship winning team, right? It's like, I love the Brogdon, I love Gallinari, but I just think that, you play this final series back, you probably take it to 7 games, and maybe it's a coin flip whether you lose or whether you win. I want the Celtics to be this absolute juggernaut. I don't want anyone to be like, oh, well, if Chris Middleton played in the playoff series against them, then the Celtics may not even be there, right? Well, how about if they had the guys like Jakob Poeltl, Malcolm Brogdon, and Danilo Gallinari as their 3 additions this offseason? I don't care about Chris Middleton on the Bucks, right? I couldn't care less about that. So that probably, in this video, I'd probably go Jakob Poeltl and then Naz Reid are the 2 only names that I'm like, oh, go get those guys. The other ones I would take because, again, it's a use it or lose it type of thing with this TPE, so I'm not going to be mad if they bring in anybody at all. They need to use that. I hope they use it. Why would you just, have a bullet in the gun but put the gun in the cupboard and close it up? No, go shoot your shot. I don't even know if that was the best analogy, but you know what I mean. Like, if you have a chance, might as well take it instead of just letting it slip away. I think that'd be pretty regretful. So I'm going Jakob Poeltl and Naz Reid as my two really desirable players on that list. Of course I would take Doug McDermott. Of course I would take Jordan Clarkson if that's what it came down to. But I'm liking Jakob Poeltl's name on that. But I think Naz Reid's pretty realistic, and I think that could actually work really well. So that's what I got for you guys today. Hit that like button, subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.